Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here to break down Week 8's Monday Showdown slate. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all my NFL, NBA, and MLB videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily FanDuel and DraftKings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So tonight, we got an ugly game. I mean, it is what it is. I am going to be breaking down tonight's Showdown slate. I like to do it, on this Monday through Thursday slate just because it's a lot easier to kind of go position by position on tonight's slate. But that this video is geared towards the Showdown slate. The only difference of me doing it this way compared to on the actual slate is the actual salary is different. But like I said, this is much easier to kind of go position by position. So we will start at quarterback. You got Mason Rudolph. You got Ryan Fitzpatrick. I mean, I personally don't like neither one of these guys. And if they weren't playing each other, on a regular week, I definitely wouldn't play neither one of them. But we got to we got to play somebody on this slate. Definitely. You got Mason Rudolph. He's had a decent season. He's shown a little bit of upside, showing us he can be a decent quarterback, but it hasn't really been there. On the flip side of things, Ryan Fitzpatrick, we know this guy's going to come out. He's going to throw the ball. He moves the chains. That's one thing that I can say about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Man, I don't know what to do. It sucks because I don't want to play Miami. Miami sucks, but I think that in this particular spot, Fitzpatrick may have a little bit more upside than Mason Rudolph. I mean, it's a really good spot for Mason Rudolph. He's going against a horrible defense. As much as I don't want to say it, Mason Rudolph, it's a beautiful matchup. So you got to get exposure to both of them. I don't know if I want to get either quarterback, though, in my MVP spot. Definitely want to get a little bit of shares. Both the guys could have decent games. Ryan Fitzpatrick has shown us upside before. That's the only reason I said I was even going a little bit more in his direction. I mean, last week we seen it. He threw the ball 35 times, got you 22 fantasy points. He did rush for a touchdown, so we've got to kind of take that. He's not really going to rush for a touchdown every game, so we've got to kind of take that into consideration. But both guys in play. At the running back spot, you got James Conner. He's a guy who's going to be crazy high owned tonight. He's the best running back in this game. He's a dual threat running back, catches out the backfield. Plus, he's going to get you 15 carries a game. I think that James Conner is a guy you definitely look at on their slate. On the flip side of things, man, Miami, I don't know really what to do with them just because they just traded Drake, their starting running back. It's looking like this guy, Mark Walters. Mark Walton is going to be the guy that's going to step in and kind of be that lead back. Last week, 14 carries, 66 yards. I don't know the upside he really gives us. I think the running back spot, you kind of just go with James Conner and kind of move on. Wide receivers, Juju Smith, hasn't had that game this year, and if he's going to have a game, then I think it's possibly can be the game going against Miami, who's ranked 30th in the league in defense, 21st against the pass, 31st against the rush. Juju, like I said, if he's going to have a breakout game, I think this could be the spot for him. On the flip side, Devontae Parker, I think that he's a guy that you could possibly look at, with Ryan Fitzpatrick in there at quarterback. We know that Ryan Fitzpatrick can throw the ball around the field. Last week, Parker had 10 targets, caught 5 of them for 55 yards and a touchdown. He does have a touchdown in 3 straight games as well. So he's looking like that red zone target. We want to try to find a couple little gems to kind of, differentiate ourselves a little bit. I think you could possibly look at a guy like Preston Williams. He's probably going to be a little bit lower owned. He's got at least, 6 targets in every game but one this year, 8 targets last week. He's a guy that you could possibly look at, as a guy that's going to be under-owned. James Washington on the flip side, I think for Pittsburgh, he's a guy that's probably going to be under-owned. I think you could possibly look at as well. Also, this guy, Deontay Johnson, last week he kind of took a step back. He only had 2 targets, caught both of them for 14 yards. But the 3 weeks before that in a row, he had at least 6 targets. So he's a guy that nobody's really going to own that I think you could possibly look at. Already has a couple touchdowns on the season as well. Let's see. We'll move on to the tight end spot. I think that, Vance McDonald is a guy you could possibly look at on the flip side. Gesicki for Miami. He's a guy, 4 targets last week, caught all 4 of them for 41 yards. The week before, 7 targets, so he's a guy possibly in play. And that's really where I'm at, man. I mean, the thing is, it's an ugly slate. I'm going to tell you that. I'm just going to kind of get a little exposure everywhere and kind of go about it that way. I do want to mention the kickers as well. I've been playing a lot of kickers on these one-game slates. You got Chris Boswell for Pittsburgh, and then you got Jason Sanders on the flip side for Miami. I think you get some exposure to those guys as well. But what I do want to say is there is a lot of money out there on this showdown slate, and I do want to take a stab at it. My number one thing, though, is just kind of differentiate yourself a little bit. James Conner, in my opinion, probably going to be the highest owned guy on this slate just because Miami's been so bad against the run. Definitely want to get some exposure to him in your MVP spot. But if everybody's going to have him there, you got to differentiate yourself a little bit. Like I said, Rudolph, Fitzpatrick, get a little bit of exposure to both of those guys. Juju, Parker, those guys are going to be top 2 receivers. And, yeah, man, that's really where I'm at. So good luck on your guys' contest tonight, and peace out.